So, for my uni trip, I pretty much went down to Japan with my good buddy Andy right there, who's playing with his toy. I didn't really record on the 23rd because that was mostly just traveling, but here we are pretty much waiting outside Narita Airport, just trying to get the coach right there, as you can see, which took a while, but at least it's a decent service, if anything. You see they've got the laptops in the background, and it's interesting, to say the least. I think right now we're going to pretty much cut to us being on the coach, because I think the journey cost about like 30 yen, which is about just under like £30 in UK currency. But yeah, we finally made it on around midday or so, about 3 o'clock, and this is just me recording some stuff on the coach. Most of the first day is pretty much going to be recorded from coach and travel and all that, because I didn't really take too many pictures. I mean, this being a you know, photography based trip and all that, but you know, what can you do? You can't exactly take too many images on a moving bus, now can you? Yeah, this was pretty much us just coming around this like weird complex round about Narita Airport. It's fairly big, and it stretches around a good couple
yeah,
I don't know, sections, terminals.
You can't exactly
so
take
we're
pictures now.
pretty much heading to the second one. We were at the first one, I believe, and we're heading to Terminal 2, I guess it would be considered. But while we were doing that and while the coach was empty, we pretty much were heading to the second stop to pick up the next lot of people that you're going to kind of see on the, you know, get on the coach as we kind of pull up and go around the corner. As you can see, it's a pretty nice and sunny day for Japan. I mean, I wasn't expecting rain or anything, but it was nice to have good weather for a change. I mean, coming from England, that being the case, and there's a car park over there, and I tried to keep the camera as steady as possible, you know, trying to get the best shot as best as possible, but there's only so much you can do. Yeah, it's quite surprising that we haven't really left the airport still. We're still on our way to the hotel. Yeah, the Shiodome Royal Park Hotel is where we're heading, and it does take a while to get there, so this is pretty much first day, just kind of taking in the scenery, getting used to everything and all that, so I wouldn't worry too much. You see a nice sky bridge there. Well, not sky bridge, but a bridge connecting to the stations and that, and we're pretty much back to another HQ, basically where the second terminal was, like I mentioned before, and we're about to pick up some more people. I believe they were Americans. From what they sounded, they definitely sounded American. There's the little display on the coach. It's in Japanese, but I believe it's just giving us the outlay of these stops. I believe ours was the 4th or 5th stop. This is the second stop under this route. We got Andy over here just playing on his 3DS. I believe he's playing Pokemon X. I believe he is, and I decided to include him in this shot just to, I guess, show off the lighting and just kind of show the scenery you guys are viewing at the moment, which is all very well and good. Yeah, he's just talking about how hard this section is on the gym. Yeah. So we pretty much made it onto this kind of like motorway-ish area. I mean, I'm pretty sure every country has a motorway, but right here I tried to get the best shot as possible from our view, and we got this woman kind of just chatting her mouth off, whatever. See, most likely American.
So they different, but at the same time, so that they can see.
Yeah, I was sitting right next to Andy, so I was able to get not the best window shot, and not that he ruins the shot in any way, but yeah, you kind of get to see some of the scenery as we kind of move out of the Narita area, which is pretty much on kind of like the edge of Japan's coast. Like pretty much as I was coming in, you see the seaside. Well, not the seaside. You see the sea as you come in. So we're pretty much heading deeper into the heart of Japan, and hopefully closer to Tokyo. or I believe shimbashi, as I believe we may have been entering, because I think Andy's going to tell me. We have some power lines there, coloured red compared to, I believe, in England where they're grey or black. But just a little bit more variety, I guess. You know, can't expect everything when you come to a different country to be the same. And Japan is definitely a country of, you know, massive difference, really. I must say. I mean, it's definitely the land of convenience, and I'm probably going to say that a lot come this video, but definitely seems to be, because you know, as you can see, we're really heading into the heart of the city right now. We've already got a couple of skyscrapers and buildings coming up, and it is you can kind of see that the sun is setting, and this is only for about like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
I think this
So yeah.
Tokyo Disney Sea.
Oh, okay.
So the far side is normal.
Yeah, I'm just being told by Andy that the Tokyo is, I believe, in that direction that I'm facing the camera. So we had kind of rough plans to maybe go to the Disneyland there, but at the same time we were kind of running out of money at the time, and you know, I don't know. You don't really go to Japan to go to the Disneyland. That's you really go to the Florida one or the Paris one, really. Something that's a little bit more convenient for English people. But yeah, just kind of taking in the scenery as we're about to start exiting the motorway. As you can see, the kind of lowering down more into the city. You know, it feels like a proper entrance the way we're getting into Japan. You know, the scenery and the cityscape definitely starts to change. As you can see, the bridges lowering down as the surface is becoming a little bit more flatter, and the little Ferris wheel in the background. Definitely make note of that. We'll definitely be seeing that again in the upcoming video. So hopefully you'll stick around for this, I guess, picture show, which I'm hoping is going to be much more entertaining than in The Simpsons when you have like Patty and Selma and they bring over their holiday photos and they're just boring the hell out of people. I really hope that this is not the case with me. I really hope that you guys actually enjoy the video and actually learn something, or you know, get something out of this, rather than just, you know, one person rambling on about a certain something. But yeah, you see a nice little block of buildings there. I'm not 100% sure if they're like living quarters, hotels. Well, I'm pretty sure that big pink one is a hotel, but or flats. I don't really know the whole deal with that. Right there, that tower over there is the Skytree Tower. We will be seeing that again in this video. I thought I'd get a quick shot of it, you know, kind of like foreshadowing in a way, you know, not at the time I knew I was actually going to be going there, but I think I guys let you know that we will possibly be going there at some point. So we kind of finally made it more to a city-ish town area. I'm just kind of filming the crossroads over there, and I kind of pan over back to the driver's view to see this road. As I say, this is officially us kind of entering Tokyo to an extent. Entering the gates of a city that never sleeps, I guess. I'm pretty sure you can call Tokyo a city like that. I know it's regarded under New York, but still, it's a bustling city with a shit ton of stuff going on in it. There's the tower again.
I don't know.
Kind of in the background being ominous. And I'm stopping again. This is probably going to be like the most boring maybe section of the whole video, mainly because it's just me getting some, you know, establishing shots of the city and the people and all that. And I mean, there isn't really much to do on like about a half an hour bus ride to your hotel, but hopefully you'll stick through it. It's worth the watch, I would say. And besides, you got commentary from me, so it should at least be entertaining to some extent, hopefully, if anything. But yeah, I mean, waiting at the lights isn't anything special.
Please make sure that you have all your belongings on the bus when you get off. You can claim your baggage from the attendant. For your own safety, please remain seated until the bus makes a complete stop.
There we go.
7-Eleven.
Heading for Tokyo Station,
It's the first 7-Eleven of like hundreds we see on this trip. Yeah, once again coming back to the whole land of convenience thing. There's convenience stores and vending machines on pretty much every street. Like it's you know, it's hard not to find one. And in this country you pretty much do rely on convenience stores. There isn't like a big multiplex just shopping center. It's all just small convenient one floor, you know, yeah, shops where you know, just buy your stuff. I mean, just in and out basically. That's how culture is in this country. I mean, very different from England, and it was something that took me a couple of days to get used to. I believe we're pulling up to the third technically stop around about now. Yeah, so we're about to hit this corner. Yeah, I do believe this is the stop. I don't know where this was, maybe a hotel or something, but most people get off here. Yeah, and you can see people getting off here. Yeah, as I said, quite a few people are just gonna, you know, get off. Most of the Americans, but I think by the time we get off, we're like one of the last people on the coach. And I only said it because I didn't exactly get footage of us getting off because, you know, it's time to check into the hotel and all that. So that's the main reason why. Still got like 2 more stops to go. 3. Oh yeah, there's a second one in it. Luckily for you guys, you won't get to see all the recording of waiting for the next 3 stops, because it does take a while, and as you can probably gather, it is getting dark, because it was a fairly long trip. I mean, you know, just look up a, you know, map between Narita Airport and, you know, the Shiodome, the hotel we stayed at, and this is us leaving again, back on the road again, back on the old dusty road. You get like a weird slice of like culture whenever you like kind of just stop at the lights. You just kind of get to see people doing their thing, just walking. It's fairly interesting to see how, I guess, other people live. I wonder how many times we're going to stop at lights in this video. You can count if you want to. Leave it in the comments. But yeah, definitely getting a lot darker, and already the lights in the cars and the lights in the buildings have already kind of come on now, and it's beginning to hit that evening season soon. But yeah. It's the other way around. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a fairly boring journey. I mean, I didn't really play on my phone or console or anything like that because I tend to get a bit sick, much like I was on the plane coming down here. Yeah, it was a about 11-hour flight to get here. We had to stop at Hong Kong, and then a 2-hour flight from Hong Kong to Japan. You know, luckily I met up with Andy on the in Hong Kong because he was already there at the time, so that was good. There wasn't any confusion of like going, "Oh, Andy, where are you?" and, you know, the miscommunications of trying to find each other in a country that only one of us knows a lot about. If you ever wanted to know what the coach actually looked like, that's what it looks like. Just more shots of us moving through the city and town. at a very fast speed, and unless you want to slow this down, you're not really going to see too much. But it's more about just taking the color and the scenery and what you can pick out of these shots. I mean, your eyes can't really process that much anyway, even if you were looking at it rawly. Yeah, there's a Family Mart there. I recognize the banner and the logo. Those things are everywhere. It's 7-Eleven and Family Mart. Those are the things that are pretty much everywhere. That's you eating, basically. On the move again. Would it be best to get shots like this so that at least I'm getting something, because photos would it would end up being pretty messy, and at least you got something to look at and, you know, get you into the tone and the feel of, like, I guess the next couple, well, I won't say couple hours, but the next hour or two, yeah, depending on if you guys decide to watch the video and take it all in. I mean, if any of you guys have any questions about, like, Japan or thinking of going to a trip, I'm gonna put the name list of everywhere I go in the description, so you guys can track it down, or maybe because I didn't write it down, or, you know, can't say it myself, because you know, I'm pretty much speaking another language when I say that. And I believe at the top left you can kind of see that we are pretty much getting close now. That's where our hotel is located, and I believe we're gonna pull up here and stop, and hopefully make it to the hotel in the next shot. Alright, so here we're at the hotel. This is the first hotel we stayed at of 3. We stayed here for about 3-4 days, and just kind of getting a look at the bathroom. Pretty spacious, pretty nice. I mean, we stayed here for about, what is it, 300 yen, I believe, which is about £3 or so, something like that, in British currency. There's the fan there. Just kind of getting a look at the room. There's 2 beds. I've already claimed that one on the right over there. The next one's Andy's. Slap that stuff down. Got a TV over there, which I believe we only ever watched one thing, and that was like a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Basically, I can't remember who it was against, but some Russian dude and John Cena, I believe. I don't know. I'm not too versed on wrestling. Got a desk area, the fridge over there, and then here's the pretty damn awesome view we have. So we've got a pretty big wide window, and then we've got just this awesome shot just looking down. To the left, you can kind of see a little shopping area. Then you got this massive building, which I'm presuming is probably for business, right next to us. Another building to the left, you can see Andy's reflection. Down below is just traffic because they're doing roadworks there. And one last look at the rest of the building, or I should say room. And then we've got a pretty nice shot of the whole cityscape. Trying to get a better feel, and here trying to get the scale of how big this building is, and, you know, what exactly we're seeing outside this window. Yeah, there's that shopping center again, which I believe leads to the train station as well. Yeah, with the traffic, with the cars. It's a really nice shot, really. I mean, I was definitely surprised by the shot. I mean, we weren't terribly high up, but for how high we were, it was definitely a interesting view. And you can see it looks a bit like Canary Wharf in England, a little bit. And then way in this shot, you can kind of see the fish market we go to 2 days later, as I believe it was closed the next day, being the 25th. So yeah, so I'm pretty much gonna end the first day here. I kind of leave it on this shot just to let you guys kind of get the full scale of this shot and how awesome the nightlife is in Japan.
Is the shower alright?
Huh?
Is the shower alright?
Yeah. It's really good.
Good to hear. So you know where you're going for tomorrow then, yeah?
Hmm?
So you know where you're going for tomorrow then?
Yeah, I know where to go, but like how to get there.
Good.
Well, at least I know.
That's good.
Well, at least I think I know.
No, well, it's good either way. What time should we get up then?
So the second day we pretty much headed into Yokohama with friends of Andy's, a mother, 2 sons and a daughter, and we pretty much looked around the streets of there. It was somewhere that was pretty unfamiliar, much like this place being the Ramen Museum. Interestingly, this is a museum, but you can kind of walk through it, and it's kind of got this awesome setup. It looks like it's taken straight out of time, and kind of to my eye level, you can kind of see all these ramen shops right here, posters, just really authentic. I mean, I don't know how accurate that is to anyone who lived during that time period or any historian, but it looks pretty awesome, and it's definitely somewhere you should definitely come if you're interested in ramen or history in Japan. But yeah, it's even got a nice skybox there. Really gets the feel and look of it. As we were pretty much waiting to get some ramen, which I had, which was pretty nice. I believe I had what was it again? It was some good stuff. It was like pork, onions, leeks, and some other stuff. And after we came out, we kind of saw this guy just doing a show, this musician. He was kind of doing his thing. Bit of a performer as well. You already see the magic hat and the cards. But I don't necessarily know how he does this trick, but I guess I'm just going to let him do his thing and let you watch it. みんながチャリンって入れるかパサって入れるか俺にとっては死活問題よろしくね左手まっすぐ伸ばしてくださいオープンハンドキープでお願いします一切触らずにノータッチでいきます手のひら上でお願いいたしますちょっとだけ下げてもらっていいですかお子さんの前によって絶対動かないでくださいキープでお願いしますレベルの違い見てくださいこれが本物の体力です触らないって約束しましたレベルの違い見せると大きさ書いてあるんですよく説明を聞いてください袖引っ張り上げてもらっていいですかそのまま手のひらを下のセンターもいけるそのまま手のひらをゆっくり肩にくっつけて目の前そこについてですね全員のお客様にご覧いただきます間違いなくそうですお客様自身に選んでいただいたクラブのエースです僕ではありません勇気を持って手伝ってくださったお客様に大きな拍手お願いしますちょい拍手小さくないお客さんに拍手お願いしますもっと拍手あってもいけない彼女に拍手お願いしますお願いいたしますということで皆さん本当に長らく大変長らくお待たせをいたしましたお会計のお時間ですたまにねそれの話をするだけで何事もなかったように帰る方あるいはまるで当然のような顔していなくなる方恥ずかしいけど残念だけどいらっしゃるのはそれが日本の現実です繰り返しになりますが金額の大小そんなものは求めてませんお待ちするのは皆さんの心の思いとその思いです本日はラストまで最高のショーを共に作ってくださり本当にどうもありがとうございましたSo pretty much after we looked at the upstairs bit where you can buy like ramen and that, we kind of stopped to have like a bit of a lunch. I kind of had like a banoffee pie, which is pretty damn nice. And we kind of walked through this park. You can kind of see the cherry blossoms in the background. That was to the left of me. If I turn around and show it again, which I don't think I'm going to, you can see the other 2 brothers there. Yeah, it's a fairly nice park. We've got a dog over there. We're walking a dog. Don't know why I zoomed in on that. This is pretty much at the station. There's the name. And here's a nice panning shot of this kind of train station, which is fairly busy. Up there was a shopping center which we had a look in. It's got like the brand store big camera. That's basically your Currys or PC World or just everything technical wise there. meeting Andy, the two other brothers. As we wait for the mother and the daughter to pretty much arrive, we were just waiting for them. This is pretty much us at the station, being Yokohama, and there's the stadium, the baseball stadium. Something that you may not necessarily know about Japanese culture. They really like baseball. That's why they have their own stadium. It's a pretty damn big sport. I'm not sure as of how long, but it's pretty big. And now we got a shot of the stadium. Yokohama Stadium. We were still in this area, but we were kind of just going for a little look around, and right now we're pretty much still in the same area, but we're heading to believe it or not, the Chinatown in Japan. Yes, it's I don't know about you, but I find the idea of having a Chinatown in Japan pretty interesting. Like even when I went to China, they have a Chinatown, which is weird. It makes me wonder if there's like an America town or England town somewhere in Japan. I mean, I'll have to look that up. It should be interesting to see how Japan takes a hold of that, because they're obviously very inspired by it. I mean, if they love baseball, then they must be. So you can see it's getting a little later now, and we're kind of coming up to the Chinatown, which is just beyond the three guys there. Just kind of taking in some of the shots already. It's beginning to look bright, colourful, and everything, which is pretty cool. This is pretty much the strip. Chinatown. I can assume that says Chinatown. I don't really know. Just wanted to get a few shots here.
Because it's quite famous in this Yokohama area.
Oh, okay.
Like kebab. Look at this kebab, mate. You made kebab.
Yeah, I heard you the first time, man.
I guess Andy really loves kebab or food. I don't know.
Dr. Fish.
So that's just walking down the area.
Yeah, the reason I came over, like, to come here, I want to see.
This is us going into one of the shops. I believe it was called Big Kid.
Like,
Something like that. It was upstairs, and this is us pretty much crossing the road, leaving Japantown as it's Chinatown, as it gets much darker, and we kind of just go for a stroll. I believe still pretty much staying in the Yokohama area. We just kind of look around, and this is just kind of some nighttime scenery. I don't really get too much nighttime stuff, but this is some other stuff. Kind of get a feel for walking at night. Not that it's dangerous or anything, but just walking back past the stadium. There was this nice kind of like parkish area, almost forest-like. Thought I'd get some scenery of this because it looked pretty cool. As I guess one of the only good shots you probably get of everyone I was traveling with. I was always behind because I'm, just trying to get video in that. We're pretty much in a kind of like a station, just kind of walking through to cut to the next area, the next part of this area to have a look at, just taking up more of the scenery. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. This station was very packed in areas, and then very just desolate. Like there was points where it was just us there. There's more vending machines. The amount of vending machines you're probably going to see in this video is probably going to be off the scale.
Yeah.
Here's an interactive vending machine where you can play games, I guess. It's interesting. Trying to help Andy recycle. You know, it's always good to help someone save the planet. Yeah, not the best school.
是不是玩中了？是不是高分会有免费饮料？
他问你要不要高分，不是要不要游戏？
Yeah, really interesting. I mean, I understood how far like technology was, but the fact that they have like a whole, you know, interactive, you know, touch-based, you know, vending machine is pretty interesting, I must say. That's why I had to get some footage of it. This is another like kind of area we went to, just kind of looking at some of the shops. Just kind of coming out. They have like a pet shop there. All tiny little dogs. That's all they have in there. Just small dogs. They love small like pet-like toy dogs. Yep, here it is. Remember that Ferris wheel I was talking about in the first day? Well, we pretty much got as far as we could to it after finishing the day. And, yep, there it is in the background, shining. And we kind of just had a look at this area. I can't 100% remember the name of this area, but I believe it's the name of the station which you're about to see. Shin something, I don't know. This is pretty much us waiting at the station. Heading back, we had to take quite a few trains to get back, so I thought just for now, as soon as I don't really film too much of us traveling on trains and that, I thought I'd save some of this so you can get the kind of experience of, you know, traveling at night time about 9 o'clock in Japan and, you know, it kind of ending the rush hour. Because unlike, let's say, like American England, the rush hour to get home and that is usually about 3. In Japan it's about like 6, 7, so it's a bit odd, but you know, no worries. This is our train as well. Oh, what a gentleman. Yeah, this was pretty much how the end of most days happened. It was pretty much me and Andy just making it back around 9, 10 o'clock, which is understandable as soon as we were pretty much always knackered by the time, and today it didn't help as we had to get up in like a couple hours. So this is us pretty much heading back to Ginza, where our hotel is the main kind of area I headed to, which was fine. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy around about this time. That's our line right there. It was pretty much the green liner though. It never really got too confusing, really. The Yamanote line, I believe it was. I think so anyway. I don't know. It's spelled Y-A-M-A-N-O-T-E. I'm not just sure if I've spelled it correctly or written it correctly, but I believe that was the line. It goes all the way around Tokyo in a big circle, so yeah. And I'll pretty much end off the day on this and kind of get to see the train leave. To wait for our last one and hope to get home back to Ginza. So the next day, day 3, we pretty much got up at 2 AM in order to get to the fish market auction to have a look at it, and after waiting for about 3 hours till about 5 AM, we ended up walking through this place, and we were kind of on a tour, mainly here to see them auction off the tuna, and I will say on hand, if you don't like the look of any, I guess, blood or fish or anything like that, it's probably a part you're probably gonna want to scrub through, but other than that, this was an interesting experience. I mean, not the getting up, but walk in with the tour group. We kind of take this tour like twice. The first time, it's the first group that leaves at about 5 AM, I believe. So that's why everyone's kind of wearing green shirts, and I mean, later on in the video you're going to see us wearing blue shirts at a slightly brighter point in the day. So yeah, this is like the first time we went there on the 3rd day, and this was really early. This was like 5 AM, so if you're wondering why the camera's so shaky, it's probably because I'm just tired after having like about 2 hours sleep. I didn't really go to bed until about 11, and having to get up at 2 and walk to this place in order to, you know, they only let about 120 people in, so you know, you have to be on point, and of course, you know, try not to get lost.
Hey, look at that truck.
Pretty cool truck, almost all chrome in some sense. Kind of cool looking.
Outside area, no rush, okay?
After pretty much waiting for the you know, the bustling, you know, business to kind of settle down, we eventually did start to move again, which was good.
I don't know why they don't do that.
Because they would confuse the optics. Yeah. They're using it. You might buy a drink.
Yeah, and this is just pretty much getting to where they kind of auction off the tuna, and interesting thing about this is obviously, you know, Japanese culture, you know, fish is a big thing, it's a big produce in Japan. I mean, business doesn't, I'm assuming, probably starts at like 12 AM in the morning and probably doesn't finish at about 12 in the afternoon, because fish is sold, it's pretty much in the shops, it's on the stores, it's everywhere. It's a big part of things, really. Once you basically got into the kind of area of the auction, kind of got to have a look at the just the raw tuna and fish just lying there on the ground, pretty much frozen. It was quite interesting to see. And this is, I guess, the people are probably going to buy the tuna. This is pretty much how they look at it. As you can see, like, the end of the fish has kind of been like broken off or torn off, so the bidders can kind of like have a look at it, you know, inspect the, I guess, the freshness or whatever of the tuna. So interesting. I believe sometimes they even like just take parts of the tuna and they kind of just stick it on a bit of a piece of paper just so they know what they want to bid for in it. And bit of advice, it's probably best not to come here without eating, because the smell of raw fish did kind of make you a bit queasy. So yeah, this is pretty much us leaving. I didn't manage to get a shot of the auction from the front ways because I just couldn't. The crowd was too intense, but as a slight sneak peek into it. And as you can see, pretty much business is booming in the market section of the place. As we kind of finish up the tour, walking through just this commotion of just business and work going on over like just one subject matter being fish. You know, and it's different if it was like fresh fruits and veg and all that, which is coincidentally just down the road from this area. But you know, just one thing, fish, raw fish as well. That mountain of polyboard right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not recycled to some extent, which is a bit of a waste. I mean, I don't know. I believe it's burnt straight away once it's collected up. But yeah, as you can probably tell, the people here, they don't give a shit that we're there. They're pretty much just like, I got a job to do, I don't care if people get hit. Yep. It's just to tuck it all in. This guy's just doing his job. And as you can see, the sun is just about setting as it's about to hit like about 6 AM. So it's starting to get light. But it's still pretty damn early. Yeah, at this point we're pretty much just waiting to cross that like crossing right there. Trying to get a whole tour group over it is a bit of a challenge as soon as you know, business is happening. You see how many cars and these little scooter things are. You know, it takes a while, but at least you can kind of just take in the scenery. And there's pretty much the end of the tour group where that guy in the blue just kind of came from. Yep, as I told you, this guy is pretty damn cool. Alright, pretty much after having a bit of a nap and coming back out at a much brighter day, we pretty much went to Shibuya. This is us basically at the crossing. There's Andy's camera. It's his film camera, I believe. And this is us about to cross Shibuya Crossing, one of the most famous crossings in the world, for the first time. Here we are. As you can see, there is a ton of people just crossing this road, and it's surprising how many people keep crossing this road. It's insanely nuts.
Yeah.
Just
360 in it.
Yeah, might as well get a full shot of this while I'm in the middle of the road. It takes a while before the lights actually change. They're aware of how many people there are. Now we kind of have some shots of me and Andy just walking through the crowds of Shibuya. You can see the Tower Records in the background. We actually went there, bought a couple of CDs and then had a look around, and also had like a bit of lunch here too. Big camera. That's the store. Yeah, that's the 109 building right there. Well, that's what I call it anyway. More shots of me walking in there. And I think we're pretty much coming up to the end of day 3, so I guess I'll go quiet for a bit.
Bumping into each other and shit, man. Crazy.
And this is pretty much us getting to Harajuku. I kind of lied, that wasn't like the end of this day, but yeah, we pretty much made it to Harajuku, had a look around the area, and also went to the street as well. That's the main street, the main crux of my project, I guess you could say. Takeshita Street, which is just beyond those buildings. It's a very small street, but you'll see what it looks like.
Huh?
So, day 4. Pretty much where the fish market was. We kind of went to a food market first thing in the morning, and we kind of saw this display of just awesomeness as people crowd around. It's the food market I was talking about. It's very close, but we were lucky enough to see this shop. Yeah, it's a nice little tight
That exposure is wrong.
market.
The exposure? What are you shooting at?
A fairly big crowd here. Wow, indeed, like, that's a big fish. I have no idea what fish that is, but it's pretty damn big. I mean, imagine getting hit in the face by that thing. Oof, that must weigh a ton. This guy knows how to work the crowd. This is also the fish market during its open times. So we kind of got here a bit too late, so we didn't really get to see too much. So we were just kind of looking around the area, kind of seeing business finish up for the day, which is kind of crazy to think that business finishes at 12 for this industry. Yeah, just kind of got some shots. I mean, this is also the day that we moved hotel. Here we moved to the second one, which isn't the best place in the world, but you know, it's alright.
Is it this side or that side?
I can't remember.
And this is kind of the outskirts of the fish market. It's more of just a general kind of meal, kind of eating kind of area, just market. Pretty big crowds and pretty big lines, pretty much lining up for all these stores. They must be pretty good. We didn't try. We went to another store, but I can assume it must be the bee's knees if everyone's over here. I mean, Japanese food is some of the best, and it's something you have to try if you ever do come over to Japan. You know, don't be afraid. You know. I don't know about the raw fish, but I definitely try everything else. This is, I was getting a look at the other line for one of these shops. It was a pretty big line, and I mean, this is one of the last shots I kind of get before kind of look around some other areas. Yeah. This is us, the last time at the hotel. Some, I don't know, kid show going on right now. Fans are going nuts for this. And us pretty much getting the line again. I guess I call it the green line. To pretty much go to Harajuku. We went back there again just to kind of take some more photos, get a better look. Because when we went there the previous day, we were only there for like a couple hours. So we went there for a much longer time. This is Takeshita Street. I believe you get to see the sign in a sec. But pretty much came here for the first time. You can kind of see Andy in the background if you look closely. Sea of people. It was incredibly hard to walk through here, so I would recommend not getting here after 12. If you actually want to like look at the area instead of a sea of people. But no worries. Why would he do that?
Suicide. That's terrible. Yeah.
Well, we don't know that for a fact.
What's that?
We don't know that for a fact.
It's true.
Well, how do you know it's true?
From the black box, right?
The black. What do you mean the black box?
What do you mean?
What do you mean the bottom, the black box?
You know the black box?
What does that do? Record footage or something?
No, that's what we call it. Audio and everything.
Oh, and did he say it?
Yeah, time out.
That's terrible.
There you go, I believe, and I believe I was pretty much on my own for this day. I think we kind of decided to go our separate ways, not because we had a falling out or anything, but generally because we had different interests. We wanted to go see, and it probably would have been best not having the other person, you know, kind of saying, oh, I want to go to my area, when are we going to go to my area? So this was pretty much me on my own, pretty much getting the train. I mean, I knew where I was going and all that, and I mean, it's not hard to figure out where to go, especially if you know where you want to end up. I mean, all these signs for trains and, you know, shops and that, it's all in English. Funny enough, you know, you think that wouldn't be the case, being in a country that doesn't really speak English, but everything's branded in English writing with like small subtext in Japanese writing. I'm not sure about the why that is, but it's fairly interesting when you think about it. This was me basically heading to Harajuku and Takeshita Street, within Harajuku, which was it was good to finally have a look around there. Takeshita is it's like one street and one stretch, but it's fairly interesting. It was the place you kind of saw before, you know, with the sea of people. That's where it is. And this is me pretty much getting off the train and heading down there. Thought I'd get the experience of I don't know, getting off a train and ending up at Harajuku. For whatever reason, I don't know why. So it's not the biggest platform in the world, but you know, everyone kind of works at it. Kind of head downstairs, and once again you're met by a sea of people just kind of, you know, just trying to get somewhere. I wouldn't say it's frustrating, but it can be a bit annoying when you're, you know, desperately trying to get somewhere or record something. You know, when you're holding the camera above your head and not really sure if you're recording the right thing. But luckily for me, you can at least make out what I'm trying to film. It's just us trying to, us, not with anyone. It's just me trying to get to the street, which you can kind of see if you look closely. You can kind of see it, but yeah. And I believe at this point I kind of remember that, oh, I need my you know, my travel card at least to get past the barriers. That's the station, Harajuku. and that's Takeshita Street. Right there, that's the little entrance. With the time, yeah, don't ever arrive after 9. It's probably best to get there at 7 or 8 if you actually want to have a look at the place. But other than that, pretty nice entrance. Kind of sums up the place. It's another shot of people, slightly less packed, slightly better lighting here, and it's nice just to shoot it from this angle. You get to see all the tons of people just walk through. It's pretty crazy to some extent. And here's me pretty much going up one of the bridges. You kind of get to have a look around the Harajuku district. I believe to the left where my camera is currently in that direction is Cat Street. Another little section for fashion and shopping. Definitely recommend it if you're into fashion and if you can afford it, I guess. I know this is me just kind of getting a look of the view of the roads. To the right is a souvenir shop, shaped like a traditional Japanese architecture. It's inside it's pretty much like a standard shop, but I guess it's just to get tourists like me in there to buy stuff. That's the other side of the road. That's kind of coming off one of the tail ends of Harajuku. And down there is Cat Street. Got this nice little sign with stickers just plastered everywhere. You can definitely feel the colourful culture in this area. It definitely kind of lives up to its name as being the cultural capital of Japan to some extent. So that I get it from another angle. Just kind of getting a slower pan of the roads, the people, the streets. This almost half divide of like light and darkness over here. How big the buildings are. Yeah. This is the other end of Takeshita Street. This is where you kind of come out. So the area where I kind of had the shot of people, this is pretty much where you end up. That end where the people are kind of waiting, where the sign is obviously. I just thought I'd get a shot of all the people where they pretty much go after they walk through this street. It kind of spurs off to other areas, mainly the start of the Harajuku district area, which is behind me, which funny enough didn't really take a lot of video there. I was mainly just photographing there. That's where most of my photographs come from, except for this shot where we kind of get a shot of these people in the Harajuku fashion style. Me trying to get a video. They're doing the Harajuku walk, I believe. There was one of them is holding a sign that says that. And pretty much a couple hours later, I pretty much head out of Takeshita Street and pretty much head off to the next location. It's incredibly hard to walk through at this time of day because it's about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's busy. And this is the other entrance / exit of Harajuku Station. This is what most people see when they type in Harajuku Station. You're usually met with this image, so I thought I'd record it. And people don't stop in this area. It's very much a busy kind of area. So having my fill of Harajuku and Takeshita Street, I pretty much went to the Meiji Shrine, which I ended up here. It's a fairly big shrine / park, if you want to call it that, and as you can see just from the trees that just pretty much tower over everything, it's very peaceful, very quiet, in contrast to Harajuku. No one's screaming or shouting or anything. There's no real shops here. There's the little entrance I just came from. is another section. I really like the way the light was kind of coming through here, so I kind of held on the shot a little bit. As you get deeper into the area, you kind of get met by this this crossing right here, where to the right you can kind of see these I believe rice barrels or alcohol barrels, I believe they were. And to the right of me you can kind of see these painted lanterns. There is information to the sides of those, but it's a really odd and interesting display. Definitely gives you a little bit more, you know, traditional Japanese culture. Just kind of looking at this. And here we have another like area with another kind of almost temple-esque place in this big area. This is a bit of a hot spot for most people to come and look at as it started to get darker. And there's the big doors, and that's kind of the entrance in which I came into and came from. Alright, so here we are back at Shibuya. This is a little bit later on after I walked back from there. Funny enough, Harajuku and Meiji Shrine are pretty much within a fairly alright walking distance, so it wasn't too hard to get here. It's about 6 o'clock here, so I thought before I grab some lunch, I think this is after I got something to eat, or before, I can't remember. Kind of had a look at the nightlife of Shibuya, one of the busiest cities in Japan. Pretty much a massive shopping center. You could consider it maybe the Oxford Street of Japan. Over there you see the Disney stores, check out the castle. And you know, it's not exactly like the crossing a little bit further down the road, but I thought I'd get people across the road anyway. Something which Japan does is they have just these big trucks with posters on it playing music that just advertise whether it's fashion or the music artist. It's something I don't know of in other countries. England definitely doesn't really do it, so I guess it's a staple here because I saw plenty of them roll by while my stay. And yeah, maybe it's something that the rest of the world needs to catch up on, perhaps. I don't know. Actually, then again, it might be pretty annoying, I think, especially if you see like the latest pop star blasting their crap on the streets. But whatever, music is a big part of Japanese culture. Hence why the Tower Records, which you saw earlier in the shot in the video, was so big. It's about 7 floors just of music, which you don't really get that in England, mainly because music is something that doesn't really exist in a physical format. But whatever, I guess we're not really here to discuss the future of the music industry. So a little bit later on, this is me by the Shibuya crossing, and yeah, this is pretty much nightlife in Shibuya as everyone crosses the road on the side, kind of opposite the station where most people come from or are heading to. Yeah, as soon as these lights stop, it's like, well, as soon as I say it goes green, it's like no rules apply, it's just walk wherever you want. Literally a sea of people every time. Much like Oxford Street, you kind of have like these massive neon light billboards playing advertisements everywhere. It's interesting. It's a little bit more interestingly structured, and there's way more than there is by Piccadilly Circus in London. But it's, I mean, there's no real street lights, you know. I guess that one right there. But there's no real street lights in this area because the buildings are just so well lit that you kind of know exactly where you're going. You know, you're not really scrambling around in the dark, which is good. Yeah, just kind of getting a look at the nightlife here. So, there's the crossing right here, which is, this is from another angle. This is me kind of standing at one section of the road, and you can literally get a much better understanding, well, not understanding, but idea of how many people really cross this area. It is nuts. I mean, I was here for about a good 15-30 minutes, and you'd think that maybe it would die down, but no, it's just people just keep flooding in. It's the train going by. There's train stations just to the right of here. It is mind-boggling to some extent. Right, so it's pretty much day 6, and this is the last time we were in this the second hotel. Literally just before we left, I wanted to photograph and just show you how small this room was. It is somewhat ridiculous how small it was, and I mean, you know, I had to share a bed. I mean, there was, you know, this tiny ass bathroom. You know, not that it was terribly uncomfortable. It was just, I guess, me being nitpicky, but. Let's look at the second hotel as we pretty much move to the third one, and this is me like Harajuku on the Sunday, being the 6th day, and this is the best day if you want to photograph some of the best fashion, the best that Harajuku scene has when it comes to cosplay and just eccentric looks. And this is me kind of in the middle of the street, just kind of looking at the people. So you can kind of see it's not the best looking day weather-wise. It's kind of dark and grim. But, you know, it kind of gets brightened up. Kind of outside the Harajuku station, found a bunch of people pretty much from the, I guess you could say the Harajuku group, or just within the scene of the fashion that you know of. Something I really wanted to photograph, and something I wanted to have within my project, exploring Japan, the culture and people and all that. I believe they're pretty much just gathering everyone up to set up a photo shoot right outside the train station. Now this road is not not the widest road in the world, and I have no idea why they decided to do a group shot here, but whatever. We have like almost half and half of just people, you know, displaying the Harajuku Japanese fashion styles and trends you find in this area. And then pretty much where I'm standing, and you know, a few people in front of me, you know, people taking pictures. I mean, this is a real sea of just color and just fashion. It's mostly pink, but I ain't got a problem with pink. It is a spectacle to see. That's why I pretty much left the most of this in the shot. So, you know, just looking at this sea of people was pretty damn interesting. Should definitely give you an understanding of the kind of things you could see if you head to Harajuku. Yeah, just really adjusting themselves. If you're wondering where I'm standing, I'm pretty much standing on the edge of the road, pretty much standing on the railing. That's why I appear so tall compared to the person to the left and right of me. Yep, so that's pretty much all the other photographers. The peace sign most commonly found when photographing anyone from Japan. I'm not 100% sure why they like doing that. It's a staple in their culture now, but I don't know. That was pretty much the first, I guess, location that they decided to photograph out. People getting selfies in it. It's a really odd spectacle. I mean, if I was walking past this, I'd be like, what the hell? But it's pretty interesting. This is one of the main reasons why Sunday I had to go to Harajuku, and I'm definitely glad that I got it to take. I took a couple pictures of some of these people, and I'm glad I got this video. You know, you could spend a good 5 minutes just looking at everyone in this shop. As you pretty much heard, that's just them saying fashion walk. I guess that's what happened. So I guess if you want to see more stuff like this, just look up the fashion walk. Moving to the second location, kind of past Takeshita Street, and kind of more to some of the other inside areas between Harajuku. They kind of took the second, I guess, photo shoot, if you want to call it that. So you can kind of get a slightly better look at every single, I guess, face. One last better look before it got a bit crowded, and before they left. And pretty much after that shot, literally, it started to rain. So me and Andy pretty much left, and I was a bit annoyed that it rained, but at least I got some good stuff. We kind of went through to the park area where they were photographing this couple, presumably after their wedding, and got to give them props to the photographer and staff for actually, you know, thinking to put an umbrella over the bride. You know, very smart thinking. Just thought I'd get a 360 of this area. It's pretty nice area, and you can hear the crow in the background, and they got the huge fish there. They weren't going to let it spoil their day. The only other location we pretty much went to, other than the third hotel, was Tokyo Station, which had a lot of shops, and Andy pretty much got a toy made, which is what this woman is doing. And this is pretty much going to end off day 6. Not too much happened, but you know, it was a fun day nonetheless.
Went for the box anyway.
Yes, I'm just going to end on the shot of the final hotel room. This is what it looked like as soon as I came in. I just got the whipped the camera out and was just like, let's record. There's some of my shopping. It's like the bed I had all to myself, the TV. A fairly spacious room, I must say. It was much better than the previous one, which was, you know, I was sharing a bloody bed. I mean, the view isn't anything really to look at, it's just kind of me looking out at the street, but whatever. Fridge to keep all my food, kettle, obviously to make my ramen, and I guess I'll leave on the ominous as hell looking bathroom I have. Alright, day 7, a couple hours later from that shot. We are back at the fish market for the auction.
Place, at next to the shower part. There's like a kettle.
No, I don't think I do.
And there's like extra plug there.
So this is pretty much me and Andy waiting outside the little waiting room. So I thought I'd film some nightlife of the cars and people going by as we waited at about 2 AM in the morning. Not fun at all, but I think just for seeing what you're about to see, I guess it was worth it.
Oh, this guy's in trouble. Bring tripod.
Yeah.
As Andy just said, you're not exactly allowed to bring tripods into the fish auction, mainly because, you know, it can get in the way, and also no flash, mainly because it's going to interfere with people. You know, no one really likes getting blasted with flash, especially if they don't know it's coming. But, yeah, this is the second time we went to the fish market, fresh service, and we went for the second tour, like I think I said earlier on in the video, and you know, it's interesting. I mean, this is what the waiting room looks like.
These guys are like, oh, you're crazy.
That guy's pretty awesome. He pretty much hands you the jackets to be in the first line. Green is the 5 AM.
Shall we go over the part 1?
Huh?
Because it seems like part 2 is more exciting.
And the second group, I believe 5:30, is the blue vest. As you can see, he's just handing out the vest, gives you your shirt and your sheet as well, and you're pretty much good to wait for the next 2.5 hours. This is us pretty much at the front of the line as we opted to go for the second tour group. So I thought I'd get a shot from it before it became empty. Well, not empty, but before it became packed on our side. It's already green is pretty much full to the brim. It's about 50 or so, 50, 60 people per tour group. So as you can see, people are somewhat alive. I certainly wasn't. I mean, you know, after I pretty much put the camera down, I was just playing on my 3DS. There's Andy.
There's a group of people just came by one of those trucks. Like, drove them by the truck. Lucky bastard.
Yeah, this is the next lot of people, the last lot of people for the tour group coming in. And a few more people came slightly earlier. Sitting right next to us. Oh, my boy's got his camera ready. The Zeno is going to be wild before we actually get to see anything. Alright, so as you can see with the second tour group, we were pretty much front of the line, and it was much brighter. So you could see a little bit more. It wasn't as dark or as cold, and you kind of get to see slightly more of business in a slightly less hectic way. More vending machines. The dude's just smoking. I mean, some of these areas that I'm recording, you know, not really allowed there. That's personal business, obviously. But you know, you can at least look. It is a tour. You know, you don't go over on a tour, really. Sometimes most things are off limits to you.
Smells like fish.
Yeah, and the idiot behind me saying it smells like fish are most likely Americans, because, I don't know, even if that's a joke or them just not being very smart, that is extremely stupid. I mean, these people are giving Americans a bad name.
How dangerous!
See, always looking out for us, that guy. So pretty much the same kind of area. There's the same truck over there that we passed on the first time we came here. But we're kind of just following pretty much the same route we did. Look at this guy, he's going backwards. So you know that guy's a pro. Just down there is zero. We kind of walked down before to get to the actual one of the auction halls they let us actually look at.
This is a special dangerous area. Be careful. Outside no picture, please. Outside no picture.
Outside no picture.
Alright, and once again us walking into the auction hall.
Oh my god, this is all the tuna.
And as you can see, the auctions we see is not the only one. This is pretty much an auction area. You saw one back there. I mean, shit, the one we saw was just one of like dozens, most likely. I mean, there's more tuna just lying there. And there's an auction going on there. This is us pretty much coming into the room. Back into our auction hall. Oh, auction hall, like I own it. Yep. A slightly better look at us just coming in. Pretty much being told to move further down so everyone can get in. Kind of like a strip we have just to like kind of stand, look around and gaze. So this is more about what I was talking about, them kind of taking off bits of the tuna and kind of having a look at it. You know, this guy's making note of all the ones he likes and doesn't like. And then with their hooks just kind of, you know, just going at it, checking it. I'm sure this guy's got a technique. That is a ton of tuna.
I mean, tuna's a big fish anyway, but that's like a
a shit ton of tuna just to go through in one day if this is all going to be sold in one day. And now it's auction time. This guy is one of the auctioneers, I guess, is that the term used for it? And he's pretty much ringing the bell as if to say, you know, come on, auction time, get your asses ready. You know, like a boss, he's just shaking that bell, like, get yourself ready. This is like one of like kind of 3 shots I got of the actual auction process, and it's very interesting to see how they do auctions and biddings in another country. I'll let you guys listen to what happens. Pretty much cut to the next shot because I was taking pictures of this guy, but it's the same auction. Now this guy's actually going red in the face at how much he's shouting or singing or yodeling. It's more like yodeling actually, the way they're doing it to some extent. I mean, if you've got like 7 more people, you know, doing auctions, you got to, you know, make sure that your section is, you know, can hear you correctly. You see a guy in the background still doing his as well. We got to the last one, I didn't get the tail end of this one, but this is him doing it. I mainly included this scene just so you kind of see more of how people bid for it and how they kind of end the bidding with the taking off of the hat. And with that, the deal is closed. So this is another guy pretty much in the same area. His style is, you know, distinctly different. That's another business deal pretty much dealt with. That guy was fairly interesting though. He almost has like a more singing kind of yodeling kind of way, the way he kind of held the note. I'm not sure what he was saying. If anyone knows, then please let me know. But it's kind of interesting. They're all distinct. I'm pretty sure they probably all have their own gimmick or thing that makes them individual. And this is pretty much us reaching the end of the tour.
Finish, you get to go straight. Okay. Right here. Move what?
We're just being told like the tour's pretty much over once we cross this death road. But never cross it. It always took like time, and you're going to see how long it actually takes to cross this road.
How long would have to wait? Huh?
Yeah, it's not a traditional crossing, so it's just kind of like an anything goes kind of crossing, really. Wasn't as cold neither, which was pretty good about this day. I mean, after the Sunday, it never really rained pretty much, which was a plus. Shame it, you know, I'd much rather it rained Monday than it did Sunday. I think it may have helped some of the video and footage and photos come out a lot better on that day. Right, so pretty much told to go straight and finish. And this is pretty much how the tour ends. In case you were ever wondering, we meet this guy who's, you know, he's proper G. Pretty much after once again getting back and having a sleep, we pretty much got the train, and we were on our way to the Skytree Tower, which, if any of you remember, I made note of in the first day. And here we are, pretty much. The only difference now is we are like this close to the tower, this little ominous panning up. There it is. The thing about the Skytree Tower is it's kind of like, obviously a massive tower, and it's fairly recently built. It's mainly for looking at the stars, like they have constellations, and even the characters themselves, the little animated characters, are all based on like stars and all that, so it's a fairly interesting place. We didn't actually go inside to the very top, unfortunately, because we were kind of running out of money. We kind of wanted to spend our things on, you know, bringing back souvenirs and stuff like that, but you know, we could have a look inside the place, and you know, we had a look at the building itself, which is pretty cool. They also have an aquarium as well, which is kind of cool. It's a massive complex. It's not just a tower; it's just shops, and everything is there. Everything. Trust me, this is definitely a spot you would want to come and spend a whole day here if you realistically wanted to. So next, after that, we pretty much went to Akihabara. It's pretty much the Electric City, as some people call it, or town, the otaku capital. If you're a fan of anime, cartoons, games, arcade, this is pretty much a spot you're going to want to come to. Akihabara is it's a fairly interesting place. It's known as a more media capital, you know, all about the games, movies, all that kind of stuff. If you're a collector, it's a place you want to come to. It's a massive, that's just that red building right there that says Sega is just all about games right there. Speaking of games, we actually went inside an arcade tower, the red tower you saw previously. It's got a weird lighting in it, very orangey. I don't know if that's to, I don't know, help the people concentrate or whatever, but you kind of get a bit of a look at the place. There's Andy over there buying a toy. He's got like hundreds to choose from over there. The stairs, many stairs. Arcade machines. Mainly of just finding games on this floor, but there are other like games which you'll see later on. But in Japan they definitely take gaming, especially fighting games or arcade gaming, very seriously. That's why Akihabara, you know, really thrives. And he pretty much was, he pretty much played this game as a Mario Kart arcade game. He was pretty much playing it like a whole setup, you know, you had a steering wheel and all that. It was pretty cool. Akihabara is, you know, we spent pretty much most of the day there up until like late evening, pretty much playing games, looking around, getting footage, getting photos. I mean, this is definitely one of the hotspots I definitely wanted to go, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I wish I could have spent much longer here or come back here a couple of times, but as you can kind of tell by the title, not too many days left in my trip. Yeah, so Andy was pretty much just playing this game. I'm kind of hoping I don't get like a copyright strike off this game, but let's hope not. So it's a very colourful. This floor, I believe, was the 7th of maybe 9 floors. This one definitely had more like just general racing, you know, shooting, light gun kind of games. You know, it was pretty interesting. And also we were kind of just waiting for it to get to nighttime, as the city is pretty much all neon lit come nighttime. It's what I really wanted to photograph about this place. And take a little bit of film as well, but not too much. And he's pretty much on the second lap of this race. I don't know. I know he's going to win. So he's pretty much, yeah, he's just pointed out that he's in first place, the king, as it were. And he finished that no problem. This is Andy playing another game. It was kind of dome shaped, and it's kind of like a jet simulator. I guess that's the reason why it's shaped like that. And I guess it'll be one of the last shots to kind of leave this day off on. Alright, next day we pretty much went to the fish market again, pretty much during the afternoon. We met up with Andy's friends, the family again, you know, because he wanted to get some interviews of some of the people here, because this fish market is at risk of being closed down, unfortunately. I don't know what they want to turn it into, but it'd be a real shame if they actually do go through with it. This day has probably the least amount of footage, mainly because this was really the laziest and relaxed day, you know, going to the fish market and going to the Ginza shopping district. But yeah, some good shots. Well, I got mostly more photos, but you know, at least I got some video. This guy is pretty much just taking care of all the ice to pretty much keep the fish cold, which will be shredded later on. This guy knows exactly what he's doing. Look at that strength. And that technique too. This is me pretty much having a look around the area, kind of the outskirts of where some of the more market area is. You know, some of the side streets and all that. Oh, there's the other family as well. My camera work here, holding the camera, was pretty damn atrocious, so you'll have to blame me for why it's so shaky. I honestly have no idea how it turned out like this, but I don't know. At least it's somewhat salvageable. The inside area is really where you'll see like the fish and that, but around about this time, business is kind of winding down, tourists come about, people have pretty much bought it all out and they're closing up for the day and getting ready for the next. And this is us pretty much reaching the outside kind of area as it gets much brighter, as you can see. We didn't walk the whole length, but this is pretty much us leaving after getting a couple interviews for Andy's project. Yep, there's the entrance. And pretty much in the Ginza shopping district, we pretty much had a look at this complex which they're currently working on. We were in a store which you can hear the announcer going on. I think I'll leave it on this shot.
And also knitwear and many styles of pants for all occasions are here on transport. Uniqlo is planning to have exciting special events and provide more products here. Please feel free to ask anything to the customer when you have questions. Thank you for shopping with the Uniqlo Ginza today. We hope you enjoy your shopping.
Alright, next day, pretty much second to last day being this is day 8, day 9 I believe it is. Yeah, second to last day. Well, second to last full day, and that's us at Tokyo Town. It was unfortunately another rainy day, but at least once we finally got to the tower, you see this nice display of these colourful fishes, which I believe are a symbol of good luck or love or something like that. I know the traditional look means something on those lines, so I just kind of got a nice panning shot of the tower. It's pretty much the Eiffel Tower of Japan to some extent. I didn't get too much footage from here because there wasn't too much to video, and I was more concerned with getting photos. There's a ship over there in the background, kind of pan around on the ground floor. There's Andy. Yeah, this is pretty much as it started to rain, so not the most pleasant weather-wise day. And this is pretty much us at Shinjuku, another kind of shopping area, very technical based as well, more about games and technology and stuff like that. You can see Sega in the background and other stuff, and I guess we'll leave it on this shot as we move on to the final full day. Alright, final day. So for the final day, I pretty much decided that let me go have a look at the Takeshita Street, Harajuku, and Shibuya for the day. And I guess some of you may be interested in actually seeing what this street looks like, I decided to actually take a street down it. Now the street does take a while to get through because the crowds are pretty thick, and if you look very carefully, you can just kind of see me leave that display camera, but I don't know, I guess come walk with me, I guess. It's an interesting sight looking down this road. This is it's the hot spot when you come to Japan. Definitely highly recommend coming here. But yeah, this is me pretty much just walking down here. It was about 10 o'clock, so it wasn't terribly packed, but interestingly enough, once I finished doing this walk, it gets slightly more packed. You see they've got a McDonald's there. They pretty much almost got everything here. Very pink, as you can see. Most of the shops are aimed more at fashion, mainly females. Almost everyone's wearing pink, with that kid over there just playing on his phone. This shop right here to the left, this is pretty much the Poundland, I believe it is. Or think of it as a convenience store. Everything's just a pound, or I guess in this sense, like 100 yen, yet less than 100 yen, which is just under a pound in our currency, English currency. Yep, there it is. That's the name of the store. So they just clothes everywhere. This is really just a fashion shopping district. If you need clothes and you need fashionable clothes, what's in, what's hip, what's with the kids, I guess this is the place to come. Before I get a, in there it's pretty much dark. There's like accessories, colorful stuff there. A Good Day, an interesting name for a store. Got more bags of the shop just dedicated to bags. Sunglasses you can kind of see there as well. So a pretty interesting place. It's not too long, but it will take a while to walk down if you're walking through the crowds. Watch shop, I believe. Shoe shop, perhaps. They got a Claire's here. When was the last time anyone went to a Claire's? That's a poster shop, I believe, with all the boy band heartthrobs for all the girls and guys, I guess. More bags, slightly more fashion you'd see in England. This shop right here is just mainly selling hoodies and stuff like that, very colourful. Got some food shops coming up as well. I bet that shop kind of sells anime, that's where you can kind of see the cardboard cutouts of those characters. Clothes. Kind of getting close to the home stretch now. Got like more food. They got like those weird like pancake kind of things with ice cream and strawberries. I don't really know what they're called, but a lot of people seem to really like them. Got a convenience store there, tax-free. Body line. This is slightly more dresses and stuff like that. You can kind of see over there with the reds. I think that's a food shop there. Another food restaurant, more with those like pancake things I was talking about. Even got a 7-Eleven. See, Harajuku has you hooked up. Everything you'd need. Yeah, that's why most people, I guess, spend the whole day here or the weekend. This was during the summer holiday. The kids are off. That's why there's so many kids about, which was beneficial for me because I was able to photograph more people. I believe that's a octopus made out of candy. That's from what it looked like when I was there. Another, yeah, there are like streets that lead down, slightly more punk goth-esque over there. Another poster shop. And then right here is a sweet shop. This is if you want sweets, definitely come here. It's just sugar. All it is, just the best sugar you'll probably have. See another shopping little area right there. It's kind of like a souvenir shop. If you want anything that is a character or copyright, you'll pretty much find it there, whether it's legally acquired or not, I should say. You know, Japan doesn't really care about copyright laws. If they want to make something out of it, they will. They don't really care about the precautions because it's a color from the rest of the world. It's not as if, I don't know, let's say Disney is really going to come after them if they used a shot of like Ariel from, you know, Little Mermaid. Not really going to care. Not really going to do anything because they wouldn't know. Another district of fashion. More shops, just tons of clothes. Too many clothes, in my opinion. But if you're into fashion, this is the spot. Especially, I'm sure a lot of these shops are very vintage as well. Like they probably take pre-owned shops. You know, just kind of taking clothes from other countries, other people, other generations, and they kind of just revamp it, and that becomes fashion. Kind of going back to the whole fact that they're kind of like cut off from the rest of the world. They wouldn't really know what was popular during, you know, like 1997. They wouldn't have known what the fashion is. So to be wearing that fashion is, you know, somewhat current in today's time, I guess it would be. And this should somewhat look familiar as we're pretty much coming to the end of the street. Pretty much what you're greeted with as you kind of exit this area. There's a nice little store there, more shops. That should look familiar. Kind of do a nice spin. Hey, see, at the end. But not quite done yet, so I thought it would be a cool idea to actually have a look at the reverse way, as this was the last time I actually ever walked down this street. So it's pretty interesting. You know, you might notice a few different things coming this way from you did before, so I guess definitely look out on this walk. It takes about like 6 minutes to walk down this road, or it took me about 6 minutes, mainly because I'm just, you know, as much as you don't really see it, just kind of moving past people and trying to make it look as natural as possible. I guess one thing I should kind of mention, the reason why you see a lot of people with the surgical mask is mainly because it being the springtime, summertime, very close to summer, hay fever is about, and I believe the main reason they wear those is to you know, kind of avoid sneezing on people or catching a cold from anyone. I believe it's just a cleanliness thing. It's not like there's a virus going around or anything. I mean, it could be mainly also because of like Ebola and that, but it's just something they do. If anything, it gives things an interesting look. It gives people an interesting look. I mean, it's not really anything unusual, to be honest. I mean, in England, you see people walking around with those masks when they got colds and that, so it wasn't really anything new to me. I just didn't really know what it was about, and I guess now you know too. So as you can probably tell, most people walking down the street are pretty much male. I'd probably even say it's probably like a 90% males, 10%, you know, not 90% males, like 90% females and 10% males, if anything. I don't really think any guy is really here to shop for fashion. I'm sure there are fashion shops, but I don't think it's really, you know, let's go out and shop, and guys don't really shop for clothes. Not all the time. We do. We do. Some big girls might know. We do shop for clothes, but not to an extreme extent. Yeah, but here's where it kind of gets sluggish now. As I was saying before, this is where it kind of just gets packed to a ludicrous extent. Yeah, those are those two stores down there selling the food. Yeah, funny enough that they actually bring trucks through this like really cramped and tiny road. Trust me, I would know. I've walked down it. It's probably why it's all congested down here anyway. This road is nice to walk down though. It's nice to just always look at things, people, certain fashion trends, shops you may have missed, clothing. I mean, it's pretty cool. And up ahead you can kind of see this truck pretty much just driving through the road, dividing the crowd. I mean, that's fairly nuts to me. Kind of just trying to find things to look at while I pretty much make it through the crowd, really slowing me down. I'd argue that even on busy days is not as much worse than walking down Oxford Street, because at least the roads are slightly bigger and people are slightly more considerate of space. That's one thing I will say about people in Japan. They will get in your way sometimes, and they tend to get in each other's way, to which they, you know, most of the time apologize fairly quickly, but they tend not to be especially aware of themselves sometimes, but at least they make up for it by apologizing. In any other country, you probably, you know, get no reply or be told to piss off or anything like that. But yeah, they, you know, I mean, they are much like England, you know, very much addicted to their phones and all that, so it can't be helped when you've got someone swaying back and forth while they're trying to text their friend. Another car just kind of pulled through. See what I mean? That woman, you know, pretty much didn't see me. And pretty much made it to the end of the road. Or the end of the street, I should say. Well, this is the end of the road to some extent. And yeah, we made it out. So this is the last time I walked through that street. Pretty much done with Harajuku for the time being. And I just spun around to kind of have a look at the sign for one last time. There it is. So, back in Shibuya, kind of before the crossing and kind of outside the train station is where the dog is, the very famous dog that pretty much, you know, was considered a hero, very loyal to his master. It was pretty cool to kind of see how people are very much all about this dog. Pretty cool. He's very famous as well, and I believe most of the town is named after him, and the reason why the place is called Shibuya. So you kind of just see people getting pictures with him. I mean, I was here for a good 20 minutes just watching people take photos and all that. I mean, much like Shibuya Crossing, just never slows down. Here's a shot of everyone trying to get a picture. It's definitely fairly organized. There's not really a line. There's just people standing, and then eventually they just go up at the right time. I mean, I was able to get a picture with me standing next to the statue. Closer look at the statue. I'm just standing there proud. So this is pretty much the station. This is where you come out of when you get to Shibuya station. You can see just people just flooding in and out. Well, mainly flooding out. And I was pretty much standing pretty much on the edge of the road trying to get this shot. I brought my tripod for all of these shots, just trying to get interesting shots. And just shots to really, you know, emphasize how big and busy this area is, and that's kind of what a lot of like the rest of today kind of became. It's pretty much just a lot of elongated shots where you can just kind of soak it all in and just kind of look at it. And these people waiting to cross. This is midday, mind you, so. There's a ton of people. I've got a few shots of crossing of Shibuya, so hang on tight if you definitely want to see this. This is a much slower day when it comes to video-wise, but for me it was fairly busy. I made like, you know, it was like tying up all loose ends before getting back to the hotel and ending the day. As you saw earlier in the video, me and Andy kind of crossed from the side of the station, so I thought, it might be interesting with a slightly steadier hand to kind of film me crossing the other side. So you kind of got like a wide shot of like just how big the road is and how chaotic it can be when you kind of just crash into people. Despite the fact having like maybe a good minute or so to cross it, it can get a bit confusing. And there's also one thing to note about Japan is they essentially follow the rules. Like, I mean, you know, the road isn't necessarily like empty right now, but realistically you could have crossed a couple times there. But yeah, kind of just see people crash here and that. I thought it was pretty interesting just to kind of see people just, you know, coming away and towards me in a sense. I'm kind of like a rock in between like a bit of water or a lake. You know, everyone just disperses around me. It's a fairly odd metaphor, I guess. These last few people taking their time to pretty much cross the road. They don't care. They've got all the time in the world. You can kind of hear the adverts kind of playing in the background up top. They're pretty damn loud, so they're fairly hard to ignore. Just another shot from the other side of the road. The main crossing parts of it, I guess you could say. And once again, pretty much people crossing when they talk to. I mean, they have respect for the, I guess the rules. That's why you don't really see anyone like tempting fate, not like you would in any other country. You know, I mean, it could be empty for a minute. No one will really cross the road, not unless they're in, you know, unless they're seriously running late. But yeah, it's interesting. It's very weird to be in a country where, you know, that's a thing, where, you know, pretty much a whole nation does follow by the rules. I guess that's why crime is fairly low in this country and town. Not to say crime doesn't happen, I'm sure it does, but the police force is so good they usually just get it sorted. The only thing that really happens is like bike theft. That's mainly because this country has become safe to the extent where you can just leave your bicycle anywhere. Hardly any chance that anyone's going to take it. And now we got kind of the last shot of Shibuya crossing. Kind of getting it more in the middle, just to kind of, you know, this is like the best shot, the magnus opus of Shibuya crossing series. And you got some dudes kind of just ruining the audio in the background. Just a clash of people just everywhere. Yeah, this dude to the fucking left ruining my shot. Ton of people, man. I pretty much just slightly moved to the right just to try and get him out of the shot. You kind of see one of the ads playing in the background, just showing whatever ad this is supposed to be advertising for. I don't know. Yeah, I really like how it just starts really packed and then it just, you know, becomes a frantic phasing out as people try and cross the road before the cars just start speeding through. In the cars, you probably noticed already, there isn't too many lights in this like square, so I'm actually surprised of how organized it is. I mean, doesn't seem to be too much, you know, messing around when it comes to like getting to where you need to go when it comes to the square. I mean, there's no roundabout, so it's just kind of, I'm going here, I'm going there, really. One of the last stops I made, pretty much back in Harajuku, was the Tokyu Plaza. It's a fairly newer built shopping mall, which has this pretty crazy looking entrance. I mean, this is, I mean, you know, it's got all this glass pretty much, you know, put in this like kind of cracked and fractured way, almost like a kaleidoscope. How crazy it looks, because, you know, you can just gaze at this thing forever. This is just me kind of coming up the first set of escalators. I mainly wanted to come see this place, mainly just because of what it looked like, just to get this video. It looks pretty damn crazy. Oh, it's bright. And that's the outside. I believe that poster right there, the top right, I think that says fashion. A shot of me just following people as they exit out. Interesting how it's actually dark inside, despite the fact having a lot of mirrors. And this is me pretty much coming out, like, yeah, it's fairly like trippy to look at. It's pretty much like a kaleidoscope in some sense, especially this part right here. Yeah, I hope no one gets sick. I believe that's pretty much going to end off the last bit of footage I had on the full day, well, the last full day I had. And on the 3rd of April, I pretty much got the plane. This was about 12 o'clock. Was it 12? No, I think it was about 9 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. The train journey was pretty damn long. It took me almost 2 hours to get here, but I made it here on time and I got on the plane. Both flights I had a window seat, so I was able to kind of capture this. I don't know about you, but my favorite part of the flying is always the takeoff. I just love how the plane just goes from moving no faster than a car to just, you know, super boost power like you're playing a video game and you just hit like the nitro boost button. It's pretty funny, just the build up to nothing and just, oh, you're in the air. Always love it. This is going to be like the last kind of shots, and as you can kind of see, we've got like just under 20 minutes left of the video, so this is pretty much just the plane journey. I mean, if you want to stick around and kind of hear me talk about like my whole experience of Japan, that's up to you, but if not, that's fine. As you can see, it wasn't too nice of a day. Oh, there's the engine. Yeah, here's what I like. It's hitting boost up. Things be like, yeah, turbulence was so freaking hard I could hardly like hold onto the camera, that's why it gets a bit shaky. I believe that's cherry blossoms in the background, which is pretty nice. There's a lot of cherry blossoms. That was something that was interesting while our time at the stay. The 4th is usually the day where the cherry blossoms properly bloom, and that's why a lot of people were hanging around the Tokyo area just kind of see the cherry blossom. It's like, I guess, Japan's natural flower, and over there you can just see in the grass it's spelled Narita, and there I guess it spells it in Japanese as well, which is a nice touch. Right now we've pretty much just taken off and we're in the air. We're just kind of flying over the edge of Tokyo, or Japan. It's pretty much ending my trip to Japan. But you know, we can kind of reflect on things. In the sense, while we've got these last couple 15 minutes or so. You can see it wasn't too great of a day, it was very grey. I mean, very unpleasant as we kind of descend into the grey clouds. That's kind of lost I get to see of Japan, unfortunately. But at the same time, almost like magic, after about 2 hours or so, we'll make our way into Hong Kong. As you can kind of see the clouds disappearing, and you kind of see a bit of a lake here and a bit of the town. And once again, it's still fairly cloudy, fairly misty out there. I don't know if that's just because of us being in the air or whatever, but it's really interesting. Kind of see some ships down there. The sea is fairly green, which is interesting. Usually you would associate the sea with being blue, but I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, we're pretty much coming into Hong Kong. We had to stop in Hong Kong because my flight doesn't really go from Japan to London all the way, which is a bit of a shame. So you kind of have this like, you know, hour wait, which my flight was delayed, unfortunately. Only by about 20 minutes, and because the cleanup crew was just taking their time. Got a ship over there, looks more like a cruise line, but whatever. I think that's more like fishing boats down there in the background. Pretty cool, and you got a mountain as well. That's pretty cool. This wasn't the most, you know, weather-happy day to arrive in places, which is a bit of a shame. But luckily for me, I wasn't feeling too sick on this plane. It was the second plane I took where I started to feel a bit sick. I don't know why. Something about planes made me sick. I don't know if it's the food or the lack of water, the atmosphere. I don't know. Something always makes me sick. But as soon as I'm off it, I'm fine. Get a little queasy. I don't know if anyone has the same thing when it comes to flying. It's like almost a magical thing when it comes to flying sometimes. The experience, you know, on a plane, pretty much just watching things and just biding your time. I mean, interesting enough, the flight back was about 12 hours, so it was pretty damn rough. I mean, yeah, pretty rough. I mean, I kind of left Tokyo at about 9 AM and arrived in England same day, evening, at about 9 o'clock in the evening. Wasn't too fun. This is us pretty much touching down on Hong Kong land. Oof. Pretty hard hit there. But as you can see, I cannot handle the camera to save my life. It's fairly tricky. But I always like the landing and the takeoff. They're always my favorite parts. As much as it's not too really exciting, but then again, this is me recording, so if you got a problem with it, you can just click off. Pretty much get to a grinding halt. And then the plane goes back into calm mode, where it just moves as fast as a slow car, just kind of trying to pull up to the terminal. Hong Kong Airport it's a fairly nice building. It's fairly easy to get to. It's fairly big, but it's easy. It's very, very hard to get lost, and obviously all the staff speak English, and they kind of just know you only have to say one word, and they're like, oh, I speak English or I speak Japanese.
Welcome to Hong Kong. It is a safety requirement that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
Alright, and this is the last plane I got on. I got a wing seat. Mainly because I kind of wanted to look at something extra on the plane. I somewhat kind of regret that now, mainly because something that kind of freaked me about the plane is the fact that if you look carefully, the wing actually wobbles, which, you know, made me a bit paranoid that I was kind of scared that the wing was gonna fall off. But you know, they built a little bit more solider than that. More solid than that. I don't know. It did make me a bit paranoid, so I think after we did kind of get airborne, I kind of just shut the window, just didn't really want to look at the plane wing too much. And yeah, it looks really cloudy out here. So that's pretty much turning for the runway. You can kind of see the tire skid back there. And the rest of the airport. Took a bit of zoom in there. I'm just trying to get myself adjusted because I know the plane's about to take off because it came to a grounding halt. And there's the engine. Almost like a rocket to some extent. That's what it kind of reminds me. That's maybe why I like planes so much. I mean, I don't fly too much, but it's just like a rocket. You're gonna just put your head back and you're kind of like, ooh, you know, just embracing it. But, you know, once you get in the air, it's kind of like, ooh, you kind of brace yourself. I mean, any guy knows that feeling. Yes, it's pretty much us taking off, airborne for the last time. Gaining that speed. I mean, this plane takes time to gain that speed, man. There's more construction going on in the background. Yep, there we go. We were kind of at like a slanted angle, which kind of freaked me out a bit because we were kind of like tilted more to the left. Whatever. Yep, kind of get a little bit look at the runway some more. I wonder what that bit down there is for. Yep, this is pretty much us leaving Hong Kong. Not the prettiest sight to look at, but then again, a lot of this journey isn't really, except for when we kind of get into high altitude and, you know, very close to space. I'm always worried about looking up during my trip through the window, mainly because I'm scared I'm going to see like the edge of the world and see space. It's a bit of a weird thought, but you know, I guess you know what I mean. So at this moment we're pretty much gathering height and we're pretty much just hitting the clouds now. You can even see parts of the wing move. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not, but it's a little bit concerning, I must say. But you know, I trust the pilot. The pilot was he was cool. I think I saw him actually. Yeah, he was a cool dude. And all the staff on the plane, they speak English and Japanese, which is something I always wondered whether they're trained. I know they're trained to speak both languages, but I wonder if they're trained to just know who speaks Japanese and English. Like, I don't necessarily look like a Japanese person, but what if the only language I knew was Japanese? Would they immediately, you know, speak to me in English and then realize I'm Japanese? Or I don't know. I wonder if there is training to, you know, spot the difference between, you know, someone who's Japanese speaking for someone who's English or American speaking. I don't know. You know, maybe there's some kind of psychology to it. Who knows? And right now we're pretty much in the sky. As you can see, it is somewhat a nice day as the sky is somewhat blue compared to down below the clouds where it's fairly grey. And you kind of got this nice contrast of blue kind of leaning all the way down to a slightly whiter colour. It's fairly nice. Kind of like nowhere. To some extent, it doesn't look like we're really moving. We're kind of just in like a one spot, and it must be kind of confusing for anyone just watching. But I can, you know, confirm we are moving. If you look kind of at the bottom screen, you can kind of see vague patterns of the cloud kind of moving along. But yeah. So it's pretty much us as we kind of you know, pretty much hit airborne. I think we're pretty much now moving, you know, as in into our destination. I don't think there's any incline anymore to get as much height. But yeah. And right here is a pretty nice shot as you kind of just see the reflection of sunlight just kind of just shine off the wing of the plane. After that, I'm really glad I actually sat here because you can kind of see a little bit of a rainbow effect right there. You can kind of see just on the screen. I don't know if that's because of the window or not, but blinding, but it's pretty damn beautiful to look at actually. I had to include that in. It was just, you know, something you don't always get to see. And got a slightly more blue sky, and there's more of the plane wing. And cut to another shot. Got a slightly more solid blue look. You see more of the clouds below us, and the lighting is a lot better here. I don't know what the hell the plane is doing there. Oh yeah, this is where we're just dipping. Cool. This is about maybe 10 more minutes into the flight, and I think we may still be in an angle here, but I thought I'd just get this shot of just us moving it very, very, very slowly. Alright, cut to about 10 hours later, and we are pretty much just reaching England waters and pretty much England lights. If you look carefully, you can kind of see the lights of London kind of pop in. Well, I say London, but it's more like England because I'm not essentially sure where we are at this point. But yeah, we're pretty much over the country, and I'm pretty much back home. It's a fairly tricky shot to look at because you kind of can't really see much, but as it goes on, you kind of just see more of the place. But I guess it's a good point to just kind of wrap up and kind of just end it on. But I mean, if you are thinking of going to Japan, definitely do some research. definitely going to need to know everywhere you're going and how you get there. Always look it up. Plan every single day, otherwise it might just work. I mean, sure, you can speak to people and, you know, kind of figure out where to go, but it's best to always have a plan. Have everything written down, have a map, you know, even know how to speak some things. I mean, I knew a little bit of Japanese, you know, I mean, it wasn't too much, like kind of saying like thank you and excuse me and stuff like that, but so it was good to know at least a little bit, because people in Japan, they kind of understand English in the sense where they know you're speaking English. They won't know what you're saying, but they'll know you're speaking English, so you always take that into consideration. And always bring plenty of money there. Currency isn't the strongest, so if you were to take £100, you pretty much have about 10,000 pounds, but always take quite a bit, because the exchange rate and currency isn't too great. And just generally be nice. You know, be nice to people and be safe, be smart. Don't act like a hooligan in this country, because, you know, they may come down pretty hard on you. And I highly recommend coming down here. It's a really, really nice place, and this is pretty much me landing. So yeah, pretty much about to hit touchdown. It was raining, so that's why we got this kind of like dark and slippy kind of look. But yeah, if any of you guys are thinking of going to Japan and want some advice from me, or, you know, really like this video, and definitely let me know. I'll put some more information in the description so you guys can get a better look, and look at the plane wing. I don't know what it's doing, it's just on its brakes, but whatever. But yeah, I pretty much hit England. That's the end of my trip. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a bit taxing, mainly because I spent most of it doing photography for my uni project. I kind of wish it was more of a holiday, but I'd definitely come back here. And I guess as the plane comes to a stop and goes back into car mode, I guess I'm gonna shut up and let you guys finish watching the end of the video. And if you have any questions, anything to say, just let me know. Alright, laters.
Welcome to London. It is a safety requirement that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Please be careful when opening the overhead compartment, as items inside may fall out. Kindly take all your belongings with you when leaving the aircraft. It has been a pleasure looking after you, and we hope to see you again. Thank you for flying Cathay Pacific, member of the One World Alliance. Have a pleasant evening.